Hey there, Noble! It is I, Mr. Wilbur. It is Tuesday, May 12th, and these are your morning announcements. What are we talking about on a Tuesday? Well, we're talking about Tuesday. But as we talk about Tuesday, what exactly are we talking about? I want to talk about the contributions of others. That's right, let's get some of you involved in this, huh? How about that? Let's get some of you involved in these shenanigans. Today we're going to kind of turn the reins over to some of the submissions provided by you. Less me. Too much of me, right? So first up, let's talk a little bit about Vidjo games. Now I talk a lot about video games, but for better or for worse, I tend to talk about retro games. That's kind of my wheelhouse. So, with a little bit more current video game conversation, let's talk with our good friend, Brady Berry.
Hey everyone, first off, hi, I'm Brady. If you don't know me, I'm Brady. I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe, clean, all that. So during quarantine, a lot of people are staying inside, hopefully, and finding things to pass the time with. One of those things being video games. I know I'm into video games, I know Mr. Wilbur's into video games, so I'm going to take the wheel for a little bit and do a little segment on the morning announcements about video games. So first off, I just wanted to talk about a little something in gaming news. As of recently, one of the most longest awaited and arguably one of the most wanted video game remakes of all time, the Final Fantasy VII remake, was released to critical acclaim. I have yet to play it. It is on PS4 if you want to go play it, but I hear it's a very good game. It plays different from the original, not as much an RPG, as it is kind of a turn-based combat, but still, very good game. Check it out. And I want to give a little video game suggestion. I know a lot of people are playing the same game and might get tired of it and are looking for kind of a new direction to go in for video game to play. And I suggest Animal Crossing New Horizons. Animal Crossing, all of the installments, I know are beloved by fans. I know I love all of the games prior to New Horizons. It's a kind of game that you can pick up for an hour or two a day, check up on it and do a couple things in it and then put it down, instead of spending like a bunch of time specifically on it and just grinding out something or something like that. You can just check it and then do other things in your day. Basically what you do in the game, you have your own island, and you can get little villagers. You're a human, they're animals, and they live on your island. You can customize your house, your island as a whole, kind of pick what villagers you want to keep in your island, whether you think they look cool, they have a cool personality, or something like that. They can stay in your town. You can choose where they want to be in your town, where your house is, and then later in the game you can either choose like where you want water to be or where you want cliffs to be. It's a really fun game as a whole to just create your own kind of world. It is a Switch exclusive, so if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, you're not able to play it. But Switch just released the new version of the Nintendo Lite. I think it's a pinkish color. But they also have a blue, gray, and yellow one, if you want to pick that up, or the regular Switch. It's a very good game. I check it every morning when I get up since the game came out. And I enjoy it a lot, so it gets the Brady stamp of approval. That's all for me. I'm gonna hand it over now back to Mr. Wilbur. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time, and I hope you guys all have a good day.
Thank you so much, Brady. Good choice for soundtrack music, by the way. Donkey Kong Country, I believe. Next thing I want to talk about is Noble High School's own Ms. Soon has released another episode of her Food Network quality show, Yu Hong's Country Kitchen. In this episode, she teaches you how to make spring rolls. I will post the link to her video in the description as well as in the email, but here are a few highlights.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Yu Hong's Country Kitchen.
Cut all the ingredients into 1-inch strips. Rolls.
Next up, we have an important announcement from Ms. Mann. It's kind of a PSA. If any of you have ever stepped foot into her classroom or had a conversation with her, you are aware that she is a ride or die Dave Matthews Band fan. So she brought my attention to an ongoing concert series and charity event that Dave Matthews Band has been doing throughout quarantine. It's called the DMB Drive-In Concert Series. Every Wednesday night, Dave Matthews Band streams a full production live concert of theirs, and they spotlight a particular charity and ask for people to make donations. So this Wednesday at 8 p.m., they are streaming an entire live performance that was recorded at the Xfinity Center in Hartford, Connecticut on June 22nd, 2019. They'll be raising money for Meals on Wheels America. So if you're already a Dave Matthews Band fan, or if you've never heard them before, you've just seen all the posters in Ms. Mann's room, you should absolutely check it out. They put on unparalleled live performances. Just go to www.dmb, for Dave Matthews Band, drivein.com. And now, even though it's Tuesday, it's time for this week's Baile Viernes. That is the Friday dance-off that your Spanish teachers participate in with their Spanish language students. They get it on Friday and we get it later because that's our lot in life. And now it's time for our word of the day, brought to you by Mr. Parr and his celebrity BFF, Elmo.
Hey everybody, it's Elmo here again. I'm talking to you this week about friendship and words that relate to friendship and making friends. Yesterday's word was affable. Affable has to do with making sure that you are showing friendly behavior toward people in order to make friends. Today's word of the day is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of other people. You can do that and show empathy by listening carefully and saying things like, I understand, and I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm so excited for you. I hope that you are enjoying this week's words. Today's word again is empathy. Talk to you soon.
All right, now it's time for This Day in History, brought to you by Mrs. Perkins. In 1820, English nurse Florence Nightingale, who founded trained nursing as a profession for women, was born in Florence, Italy. International Nurses Day is celebrated on her birthday. In 1949, the Soviet Union lifted its blockade of Berlin. And finally, on this day in 1965, the Rolling Stones recorded their song, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, at RCA Hollywood Studios. It gave the band their first #1 single in the US. And now it's time for our pet of the day. Today's staff pet of the day goes to Mrs. Gray. In case you need more staff pets of the day, here's a picture of my dog, Henry, smiling after a nice long rainy walk. Every dog I've ever owned hates being wet. Apparently that's unusual because every other dog seems to love it. And our student pet of the day goes to Kaden Zaitz. This is a picture of my dog, Josie, with her favorite tennis ball. In the background is Sadie. They are both boxers, and Josie is 2.5 years old, Sadie is 11 years old. P.S. It would be great if you could get them in for the pet of the day. Thank you. Absolutely, Caden. It's my pleasure. Alright, that about does it for today's announcements. So at this point, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alright, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and while you're at it, stay noble, Knights.